Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, I'm honored and thrilled to have my buddy, Mr. Terry Double XL Farmer on the show. He is co-host of GOAT Talk Live, which happens to be one of the premier programs on GOATverse TV. It's a independent streaming channel that you can also check out. You know, yours truly, the Arrington Gavin Show, and so many other great programs. See, I consider him one of the visionaries behind that channel. He's also an educator. He is from a promoter. He is an artist. He is a community activist. He's a true Renaissance man. I can't go down the list because we don't have enough time here on the show to share the man's resume, okay? The man is, like I said, a Renaissance man. And here on the program, we always love to showcase, you know, what I consider Black excellence. And we just want to keep that momentum going, especially here in the Black community. So I'm very honored to have him on. He has a new album out, which we're going to talk about. And we're just going to talk a little bit about everything. We're going to have some fun today, y'all. So y'all are in for a treat. Before I move forward, please do me a favor. If you happen to be streaming us right now on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. Share with a friend, share with the masses. You can also stream us on the Rumble, as well as I mentioned earlier on GOATverse TV. So if you haven't done so yet, please do download the app. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. It's an awesome app. As I mentioned earlier, GOATverse TV. Fam, you can also listen to us if you want to just, hey, don't want to watch us, but you want to listen to us only via audio. We're available on all major podcast platforms. You can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our listeners in the New Orleans area by way of WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Also, want to shout out our listeners in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So shout out to all those markets out there. We continue to grow our program and really just grow great conversation here on the show. Let's see, what else do I got for you? If you want to reach us, contact us in any way. If you want to hear a certain topic being shared on the program, look, you can do so by emailing me at info@theagshow.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.theagshow.com. Again, that is www.theagshow.com. What else do I got for you? Oh, also social media platforms. Doing an hour show, we tend to go over because the conversation gets so good. And like myself, I'm a long-winded guy and I'm passionate about certain discussions or certain topics that we discuss here on the program. And so what we do is we would extend the conversation to our streaming, to our social media platforms. So you can follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, all under the same name, The Arrington Gavin Show, ARRINGTON, last name Gavin. You can also subscribe to our Substack page, where we continue to grow that each and every time as well. So multiple ways you can tune into the program. You can support us outside of the radio station, again, by just following us on social media. So I truly appreciate that. Before we head to a commercial break, we love to do a tradition here on the program we call Fun Fact of the Day. So being that our guest is a music artist, he is a rapper. He has worked with the greats, by the way. There's a list of folks he has worked with. I decided, I'm like, okay, let me cater this fun fact to Virginia music fun facts, because for those that are not familiar with the state of Virginia, especially Hampton Roads, man, we are blessed with so much talent. Okay, so much talent. Look, I had to watch my tongue there because I wanted to say something else, but I like my job too much. I don't want to, I don't want to get kicked off. But we have so much amazing talent, whether if it's philanthropic work, business, athletes, musicians. We have, music and musicians. We have truly, truly talented individuals. So just in case if you haven't known, here's a quick fun fact. So Virginia is for lovers of music. If you ever heard of that, the famous slogan "Virginia is for lovers" is often adapted by local artists and festivals to celebrate the state's diverse music culture. So as I mentioned before, we have artists like Missy Elliott, Pharrell, Dave Matthews Band. That's right, Dave Matthews is from Virginia. Who else? Who else am I missing out here? Teddy Riley, Pusha T. The list goes on and on, y'all. We have so many Virginia, and of course, we have yours truly, Mr. Terry Farmer, aka Double XL, on the show here. So again, we have so many great talent that comes out of the Virginia area. So I'm very excited to have a great conversation with him, and just to the fact that he took the time out of his busy schedule to come here on the show. We truly appreciate that. So my friends, look, do not go anywhere. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our special guest on. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're going to bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your friend, your homie, Arrington Gavin. As I mentioned earlier, we have a special guest, and let me correct myself because I had mispronounced the last name. I apologize. Fenner. I said Farmer earlier. I meant Fenner. Double XL Terry Fenner, hip-hop artist, CEO, promoter, community leader, all around just awesome dude. I'm honored to have him on. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring on our special guest. What's going on with you, fam?
How you doing, sir?
Man, I can't complain. Let me tell you something. I'm trying to survive this heat. First of all, I'm trying to survive this Hampton Roads heat. And I'm shining right now as we speak.
This heat is a little different. When I was riding down the street earlier, I saw a Slurpee drinking a Slurpee. That's how you know it's hot outside.
It made you want to grab a Slurpee, right? Lord have mercy. A Slurpee sound good, right, boy?
Yeah.
Don't get me started. Don't get me ending this interview with early. I'm gonna be like, matter of fact, a Slurpee sound real good right about now. Man, and that's hot right there. That's hot. But no, man, Terry, it's so great to have you on, man. I follow you for quite some time. We followed each other, I know, through social media. Eventually, now we're a part of the GOATverse TV family, which I'm honored to be a part of. I speak about it all the time here on the program, how it is a growing streaming channel filled with so many amazing programs. And I want to thank you because I consider you one of the visionaries behind the app, behind the channel as well. It started off as a program with you and one of your closest friends, CEO P, who's also another mutual friend. Y'all started a program called GOAT Talk Live, which was like a hip hop debate format show. Am I correct?
Yeah. It all started from me and P been friends since college years. We met at Norfolk State in '98. Wow. And we met through hip hop, rapping in ciphers together, those type of things. And it just budded into a almost 30-year friendship at this point. And we've been business partners for this whole time. But our daily conversations are hip hop based, just us arguing over the phone, debating hip hop. And we thought it'd be a cool idea if we turned it into a show. And that's what we did when we originally started. We was very ambitious, and we reached out to Wu-Tang Radio, and they actually gave us a slot.
Wow, that's so dope, man. Because it's a dope show for one. I mean, we I don't know if you noticed, but America loves a good debate show, right? Regardless of the topic, they love a good debate show now. And it's even more. It's cool seeing how close y'all are because look, I spoke with COP. He can be controversial because I got a bone to pick with him, which I'll speak a little later on in the program, man. But I want to showcase you. Talk to us a little bit about just Double XL, the kid. How was the upbringing growing up in Virginia for you? And how did that kind of shape you where you currently are today? And we have time, so go as far as you want to, boss.
It's a lot of duality in my story. One grew up poor, pretty poor. Born to teenage parents. Spent a lot of time in my grandparents' house because my parents were still teens the first 5 or 6 years of my life. Wow. And on my father's side, my grandfather's a minister. And so we spent a lot of time in church.
Oh, y'all lived in church then. Y'all lived in it.
And at the same time, spending time there and spending time at my mother's house, my grandmother's house. My mom got 6 younger brothers that were all fully ingrained in hip hop. Wow. And I have uncles that are 10 years older than me, 9, 8, 7, 5, 3 years older than me. So they're more like big brothers.
Wow.
And so whatever they was doing, I wanted to do. So my love of hip hop comes from their love of hip hop. And whatever they was, so at a younger age, I was listening to Kara S1, Coogee Rap, some of the ones when you probably thought I was supposed to be listening to Kid and Play. I was listening to some of the acts that they were listening to. And just one of my uncles wanted to be a rapper early. We used to take his raps and throw my name in them. So I started off rapping as a biter. I used to bite my rhymes. And so just growing up in that environment, in that type of family structure, my confidence for hip hop got built early. I went to a camp that was at Hampton University in the summertime. A kid said he heard it. I rapped and he challenged me. And my heart was beating out of my chest because I never battled anybody. And I'm nervous. At the time, I'm about 10 years old. And I don't know what's going to happen. And the reaction I got after I said the rap became addictive to me.
Wow.
Because the reaction was over the top. At that time, I didn't know, your family like, you good, baby, go on here. That's not real feedback.
True.
So this was my first real feedback, and I went so crazy. The dude didn't even rap no more. He didn't want to rap. He was like, "No, I'm not gonna say mine."
God.
And that built my confidence early.
At 10 years old, first of all,
10 years old,
I gotta give y'all, and I say y'all, those who are involved in the genre of hip hop, because I feel as though that is one of the hardest genres to succeed in. Not only succeed in, but to just in a form. I don't want to say compete, but you're in it. You gotta represent the full genre. If you bad, then guess what? That's gonna represent everybody, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's very much like a sport.
It is a sport, and I'm like, where? Like, you just spoke about freestyling at 10 years old. Like, where? Like, did you have stuff on paper already written? Was it just off the dome? Like,
but I was a writer back then. I used to write my stuff. Do you remember I started at 6. So by the time I was 10, I'd been rapping for 4 years.
Wow. That I'm trying to backtrack what I was doing at 6 years old. I was doing 6-year-old things. I thought apparently I was wrong. Like, I mean, this man over here writing a whole novel of just that is so dope. So, like you said, from there that grew an addiction. That grew that itch. Like, hold up, I love this response.
Yeah, I've been chasing that response ever since.
So, what was the next steps right after that moment? Once you noticed the crowd loved what they saw, when what was like the next steps for you?
It made me write more. And me and my brother started entering talent shows because back then, my brother, who's a producer now, back then he was my beat. I rapped, he beatbox. That was our get up. That's what we did. And so we entered our first talent show in 88, 89. And we won it. Then we entered the next one. We won again. I didn't lose my first talent show until my junior year of high school, and it wasn't a loss. It's a loss to me, but we took second place.
Wow.
I don't know. The year was 1996. I don't know if you remember, Lauryn Hill had a song called Killing Me Softly.
Yes, Lord.
And the girl song that it won't no way in the world we was beating her. It was no way in the world. We weren't going to beat her. So we took, that's my grandbaby in the back. She enjoying herself.
I know,
but
that's right.
It was no way in the world that I was, we was going to beat her. Not that year and how on fire that song was.
It was the timing of it, and really that song to this day. I mean, that matter of fact, Lauryn Hill is one of my all-time favorite singers, by the way. So she's hands down one of the greatest voices from at least for me. And like you said, that song was hard to beat, especially in the heat of the moment when that song came out.
But you would have thought I lost. You would have thought I lost the way that I felt after that. That was my first time not being first.
Now, so did that loss? Oh, I mean to cut you off.
No, I'm saying that's like a 10-year time frame of never losing. So I may have had some foolish confidence at the time.
Well, I mean, but you know what? Sometimes you can't blame yourself when it's like, hey, look, I'm on top 24/7 for 10 years straight, and then all of a sudden, boom, I lose the title. Like, I mean, that's common. Now, did that loss, did that help change certain? I mean, I don't know if in a sense where some folks can take an L and they take it too hard. They're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Or some folks can say, look, I took this L, but I'm learning from this mistake as a plus that can help benefit me in the future. How did that?
I always learn from the L's, but I kind of wrote it off as I lost to a singer. Okay. And once I sat down and rationalized it, at least I didn't lose to a rapper. I felt a little better about it.
Oh my gosh. So okay, so that was okay, so that was all at a young age. Now, where did, because you do have you do share a testimony, because you have a new album out, and you have, I mean, it's, which is a great album. I'm gonna get to that, but okay, from there, okay, winning shows in school, what was the plan? Was the plan to say, okay, look, I gotta, let me finish my schooling and then I'll pursue music for, full time? Like, how was the route going from there?
The word I used earlier was duality. There's been a lot of
Okay.
duality in my life. I never, I saw a lot of talent in hip hop that didn't make it. So I knew that talented weren't enough in certain situations.
Wow.
So I never wanted to put all my eggs in one basket.
Gotcha.
So at the same time I'm doing music, I'm actively chasing music. I'm like, well, once I get a deal, then I'll stop doing these other things. But until I get it, I'm gonna still keep going with my education, going with the other things just in case. So
Smart. That's very smart.
that's always been me. So I accepted a football scholarship to Norfolk State, played ball at Norfolk State. It was a great time because, as far as the radio stations, the DJs, everybody was over there. HBCU is a great place to meet the people, the black professionals of the future that you're going to need. You don't know at the time. Y'all just all running around being college students. I got over there and started entering contests that the radio stations was doing. At this time, it was mostly battles, like battle rapping. And I kept the streak going.
Wow.
Kept the streak going, not losing.
That is so dope. First of all, I like that blows my mind because majority of my fam are NSU grads. I always say I graduated from a different a different school, but I did take one summer class, so I still got my student ID. So I show it off during homecoming season, because you can't be an outsider too much at an NSU homecoming, because it's live when it comes to NSU homecomings. And but you're absolutely right, because there's been so many, and there's still to this day so many spectacular individuals that come through that have been not just in a HBCU setting, but at Norfolk State University. Norfolk State University has so much rich history. But I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. I love what you said as far as, not putting all your eggs in one basket. Here on the show, I always love to, there's three things we do here. We have fun, we want to inform folks, but we also want to, we opinionated as well. But really, we focus on that informing, because there's a lot of young people out there that thinks, okay, if such and such can do it, I can do the same thing. Let me just stick with this one thing and I'm good. But then when that doesn't, come in their way, then they're stuck by like saying, oh my gosh, what's next? So I commend you for, for one, sticking with education, knowing that, hey, Kate, look, I can't put all one eggs in one basket, because you got to be versatile. You got to have multiple streams at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
So from there, you were entering into battles. You played football at NSU. What was your position, by the way?
I played center.
Okay.
Yeah, I played center, man.
That is awesome. Now, was football, was that long term for you while you were at school, or was that simply just, hey, it was an avenue to help?
I think it's everybody from my neighborhood dream. Everybody want to go to NFL, NBA. It was just one of those things, and I tried really hard to do everything in my power to get there, but God didn't bless me with the height. Funny story, my first 2 years at Norfolk State, I was listed as the shortest offensive lineman in Division I football.
Wow.
I'm 5'10". Most offensive linemen are between 6'2" and 6'7".
That's very true. That's very true. How much weight were you picking? Might I ask? How much weight were you?
My playing weight is about 295, 300.
295. Oh yeah. Who were you? Now who were you coached under? Do you remember your coach during those?
My first coach was Darnell Moore.
Okay.
For 2 years. Then I had Maurice Forte for 2 years.
That's awesome. That's the sport. That's the sport of me, because I'm always following right now, especially NSU has been on the map nationally since the great Michael Vick took the head coach position. So I know everybody's looking forward to that upcoming season there.
Yeah.
So boom, you're in school, you're still very much involved in music. very much involved in music. Why did that music bug hadn't that never like didn't leave you? Because when folks come into college, you kind of you're not the same as you were, say, like in high school or middle school. At least, I feel like everybody changes when they enter into college, because you're slowly but surely trying to get prepare yourself for the real world. So it's like, why did music ever say, I'm not gonna do this no more? I gotta.
Yeah, I'm coming off of a break. I'm coming off of about a 10-year break.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I never stopped when I was younger is because, again, I'm chasing that feeling. And I always got that feeling. I always got the reinforcement that I was one of the best. And long as I kept getting that reinforcement, I'm willing to keep going at it. Bigger things started to happen. The competition got bigger. I got to perform in front of tens of thousands of people, got to go on tour, got to put an album out with a deal through FYE, had a deal with E1. All these things happened. But once I got to my mid-30s, I never wanted to be an old rapper, like trying to chase it. If I wasn't at a certain level that I thought I was supposed to be at. And like I had foolish goals. If I tried to tell you my goals, I would sound foolish to you. Or who I thought I was supposed to be in music. I had very lofty goals. So about 35, reality kind of hit me, and I wanted to shift gears.
Mm-hmm.
I was in school getting my master's so I can go into administration. And I'm like, these things are just clashing. So I'm going to leave music alone. I might help out some young artists. I might still do events, but I'm not going to rap because I couldn't do it the way that I wanted to do it. Because I never talked about nothing crazy in my raps, but I had potty mouth.
Well, I want to talk about that. Look, we're going to take let's see, how am I looking with my time here? We're gonna take a quick breather. I want to come back to that because I want to kind of backtrack to what led to you earning that contract, earning that record deal, because that's a big deal. You skipped over them flowers pretty quick. I'm like, wait a minute, a record deal? Not everybody can get a record deal like that. So I definitely want to talk about that, boss. And then we have some more time to discuss that role getting your master's, because that's another huge accomplishment that a lot of people fall asleep on. Like, a master's is not an easy accomplishment at all. I tell you one thing, my undergrad, I was good after my 4 years. My folks were like saying, you should go get your master's. I said, you saw these grades that I get. I'm barely, like, I struggled in school. I was determined though. I was motivated. I had a learning disability, and it affected my skill level in school. But I maintained. I was a BC kid, right? But I always worked hard though. I never let that really stop me. But when they said masters, I said masters. I'm like, I got this business plan I've been working on here, and this and that and the other. But Double XL, look, don't go anywhere, boss. Look, y'all do not go anywhere. I'm here joining with Mr. Terry Double XL Fenner. He has a new album out. We're just talking about his journey, his story. Don't go anywhere. You tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazerin Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazerinLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Joining me is Double XL, Mr. Terry Fenner, boss man. So we were talking about previously in the program. We were talking about your upbringing, what gave you that music bug, right? That first love. We're talking about your college career. But during your college career, man, you end up meeting meeting a gentleman who's now one of your closest friends and business partners, CEOP, man. How did that come about? Because I mean, that's a long relationship right there and story of its own. When did y'all first meet?
Man, we met. It was my sophomore year, his freshman year.
Okay.
And it was North State used to have legendary ciphers outside, where all the brothers would just get together and be rapping, and everybody's trying to hold their claim. Because you got the up north cats that they invented hip hop, so they're naturally gonna be better at it. Then at the time the South is getting big, so you got the boys from the South, they got their new flavor. And you got the boys from Cali, Chicago, all over that's representing, and then you got me. That's like a blend of East Coast and Southern, and everybody's trying to, show that they're that guy. So me and P became pretty close during that time. I'm not going to go into who established they was that guy in that, but I told you my story about me not losing. So keep that in mind. I'm
going to keep that in mind. I'm going to keep that. I made sure I'm going to note that. I got my pen right here. I'm going to note that.
I didn't lose again. But P had a partner named Prophet that was from Jersey with him that was super nice. And we all just got tight. And me and P ended up forming a bond from there. And one day, me and P was riding, man. I think we was going to the studio, and he was just like, man, I'm going to stop rapping. Because he's like, if you don't make it, ain't nobody going to make it. Wow. Let me be your manager.
Wow.
That's how we started business together right there.
Man, you know how special that is, and the reason why I say they're special because one of my mentors, and I was spoken about him on the program before. His name is Rashawn McDonald, and if folks right now, if you want to look him up, Rashawn McDonald is a Emmy-winning TV producer. He's a motivational speaker, radio host, the whole 9 yards. He started off as a comedian. Hoping to have a career as a stand-up comedian. He came across a guy named Steve Harvey. The rest is history from there. He said, you know what? Steve is the real deal stand-up wise, but he just, there's certain ways that I know I can use my true talent to help benefit. And that's exactly what he did. He became the guy behind, he helped build the brand of Steve Harvey. He's no longer a partner, but still very close, but no longer working with them. But he built that brand, and that's what he has done since then. So hearing you say, COP was kind of in the same boat, but he said, no, man, it's gotta be one of us. And I want to, that's really special. That's really special right there.
So we've been rocking at it since then.
Wow. And he assists you throughout your career, man, and that led to to your first contract. How did that feel when you had signed your first contract in something in the genre that, look, this was just a first love. I won't expect him to make this
Yeah,
as a career.
it felt good because I didn't sign some BS. I signed with somebody that was willing to really put some money into my project. At 23 years old, I had a album that was distributed up and down the East Coast that was all in all the FYE record stores.
Wow.
And it was the same. I believe the distribution was called BDE distribution. It was the same because I came out on the exact same day Yo Gotti dropped his first project, and his project was through BDE. It was the same distributing company.
Wow.
It's definitely a tale of two different careers because we see what he's doing now. But just to think, we went through the same route, the same process, the same start date.
Wow.
That's kind of amazing just to even think about it that way. And me and P are both quick learners, so we did that first album with Southern Boy Entertainment. We learned a lot.
Wow.
We learned a lot. So at the end, when it was trying to do another contract, we felt like we outgrew the situation. Because again, not to say we're smarter than nobody, but we're sponges. We pick up stuff quick. And now we're throwing ideas to you for the next project, and it's like you're not getting what we're saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't we just do it? And we did it and end up getting a bigger buzz than we did when we was on the record label.
Wow.
I wish the beautiful situation would have been to stay where we was at and for him to listen to what we were saying, but you know how that works. He who has the money makes the decisions.
Very true.
And we didn't like that. We wanted to make a lot of the decisions. So that's how that happened. And the second time I received the deal, it was through 103 Jams. They had a competition.
Wow.
Where they was giving away a single deal. And they had a music conference here. Everybody from DJ Khaled to Yo Gotti to Teddy Riley to everybody was in this room. To record execs from Def Jam, Maybach Music, you name them, they was here. It was 500 and some artists came there.
Wow.
And their job was to listen to one record from every artist. They had a panel. Listen to one record from every artist. And out of those 500 artists, they was going to give one a deal.
Wow.
If you've been listening to the story so far, you know how this ends as well. Another win.
Wow.
Yes.
Out of 500. Wow. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So I see here you have performed along with, some names folks might know of. I see here Travis Scott. Okay. I see Juicy J. Okay. I see Dipset, 50 or 50 Cent. I say 50-50. Young Jeezy, Kendrick Lamar. Rick Ross, Snoop, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. I'm just saying, all you had to name was just two names. This man gave the whole. This man gave all you needed. You could have just said two, and they were like, "Oh my!" No, I kept it going. And as far as on the comedic scene, Kevin Hart. That is like, Terry. That is so awesome. And the reason why I bring this up, because since I've known you, boss, you've always been just so humble. That's one thing. You've always been so humble. And I don't mean to say that as like that should be foreign to some
No,
folks,
I get
because
it.
everybody should stay humble, right? But it's like, you say one of them names, people like their head get a little large. Their head get a little
But
large.
I think it depends on your upbringing. It depends on a lot. You got to understand. Again, until I started rapping at 6, my confidence has been built a lot. Starting it, like they could have booed me that first time, and nothing after that would have happened. But they didn't. So my confidence is so big, and I'm just a firm believer when God gives you a talent, and you know how you feel about the talent, it makes you humble. Because if I really told you how I felt about my talent, you might not like me at all. Because I know I can rap. Like I know it, and I don't think nobody's better than me. This is not nothing I'm gonna say. Of course, I know people gonna think somebody. I'm just telling you how I feel. I feel like you can put me in a room with any rapper, and I ain't gonna be the best one in there, but nobody's gonna be better than me. We're both gonna be good.
I know that's right.
That's just how I feel about myself. So I don't like to go around all the time. I'm like, you going when I do my music, you're gonna hear. It's gonna exude how I feel about it.
Like former NFL star Terrell Owens he said something that always stuck with me, and he said, "I love me some me. You can't tell nobody how much I love me some me." And he yelled it out there, and I'm like, "Hey, look, you see what the man is doing on the field, right? Okay." So no, I totally understand. Fast forward to that, man. You got your master's in administration. You took the career. Well, I wouldn't say career change, but you added more to your resume, and that field has been education. Look, you were a teacher of the year twice, which is let's for one clap it up for that, because that's an awesome honor. And you are now an assistant principal at your alma mater. What led you to education, might I ask?
Man, my mentor, who recently just passed about a month ago, Tommy Reeman. Coach Reeman is known for being a mentor, sending kids to college.
Wow.
Along with, like, who else could get a 5'10" offensive lineman into a Division I college other than Coach Reeman?
Wow.
You notice he responsible for Aaron Brooks, Michael Vick. You got to remember, both of these was my high school quarterbacks.
Wow.
Aaron was my quarterback my freshman year. My last years, it was Vic. So by the time I got to Norfolk State and saw my quarterback throw, I'm like, man, this dude arm broke.
Look,
no disrespect to the quarterback,
your alma mater.
But I just watched. I grew up with NFL level quarterbacks. I didn't know at the time this is what it was going to be, but that's what they end up being.
I was just about to say, look, your alma mater was stacked like that. Aaron Brooks then go to Vic. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, people sleep on Newport News. Again, you're just talking about football alone. Y'all got to remember, Allen Iverson is coming out of Newport News as well.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said it right, because people be trying to claim him. He's a new boy. Let's get it right.
Newport News boy. Come on now. Come on. Everybody know. I'm on the other side of the water, and I know that. I'm like, come on now.
I know you into politics when there's something crazy. You know who Michael Vick's #1 wide receiver was in high school?
Who?
City Councilman Marcellus Harris. Yes.
Get out of here.
That's crazy, right?
Get out.
B2 played college ball and we all played high school together. He played at East Carolina and had a short stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow.
Yep.
And see, what again, y'all, I'm telling y'all, rich history. And this is why as a millennial, I always try to remind folks, look back on your history in your communities, because so many folks, and I was that same guy in high school. I can't wait when I go to college. I'm getting out of here. I can't wait to leave. And then you grow up to realize, wait a minute. It's some riches. It's just something that pulls you in, right? Now, for me, I started a business, so that kind of really helped. But as a business owner, I continue to learn and come across these stories. My first summer job, and not trying to change this on me, but just a quick note. My first summer job, I worked at a basketball camp, and I worked for Coach Paul Webb. Coach Paul Webb was a former coach coached 10 years at Old Dominion basketball, and then I think he did like 19 years at Randolph-Macon. But just a humble guy. A lot of NBA players came out of his camp, and so just when you sit down with wisdom, it's like you learn so much history. Like, wow, really. So it's just that blew my mind. No, I did not know that. I did not know that. But yeah, AI from Newport News.
Coach Raymond, everything that man told me to do, I did. He was like a father figure to me. So everything he told me to do, I did. And when I got to college, I didn't know what I was going to college for. I just knew I was going because he told me I was going. And so at that point in my life, the most successful black man that I ever saw was a high school coach. He was a teacher. So
wow,
let me get a degree in teaching. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm going to get a record deal soon. This just something I'm doing. I'm not going to use it. I never thought I was going to use it. So I was just going to be like my coach. and I always loved history. So I got a bachelor's degree in history. And once I graduated, it's not much you could do with a bachelor's degree in history other than go to law school, work at a library, or teach. So
having double
I
XL
went
as a librarian, I don't know. That might be a
or a museum, I should say, a museum.
museum.
But
Okay,
no,
okay.
So I started teaching.
That is awesome.
And
I ain't mean to cut you off, boss.
No, mentoring has always been my backbone of my teaching style.
Mm-hmm.
I take the toughest ones and I build a relationship with them.
Wow. Where did that start for you? Because I feel as though it always comes from something, something internal. And I know you had mentioned just the relationship you had with your mentor, but where did that start for you to say, look, I want to really help guide some of these young brothers out here because all they need is some guidance. That's all they need.
Started in middle school. I didn't know what I was doing, but I always hung around kids that was a little older than me because I looked older.
Mm-hmm.
And I hung around some tough guys, some real tough guys. It was in some things, but they would always listen to me. like with certain things, they would just come to me for guidance about. So I've always been a leader, mentor type, even when I'm not trying to be. It's just who I am. So it started there. And my senior year of high school, I got a job at a recreation center working with kids, and I just took to it.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Well, look, there's a couple things I want, because I'm looking at my time. I know we got maybe about 15-ish minutes left.
Let's go.
I want to talk about this new album you have going on. So talk to us a little more about this album, because you have it's a visual album as well that's exclusively on GOATverse TV. So please, if y'all listening to this show right now or watching us, go to download the app today. App Store, Google Play Store for all you Android users out there, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. Double XL only, build for GOATs. I'm telling you, this is so dope. Terry,
man, the beauty, I'm gonna get to the album, but the beauty in the app that you just said, every Tuesday we go over numbers from our album to see how it's doing, what region is, looking at the algorithm, those type of things. And since the album dropped, I've helped increase the app subscription. The app subscription has doubled.
Wow.
It is doubled since the album
I need to buy you. I need to buy you lunch then or something. I need to buy you I
feel good about that. I feel real good about that.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome.
But the album came out of, I told you I had stopped rapping. I didn't know how to do it. I said if I was going to rap again, it'd be clean. I didn't want to do a whole bunch of cussing. I wanted to make sure I had positive messages in the music, but I didn't want it to be corny. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be like,
you still gotta be you, right? You still gotta bring out the swag.
Cool. No, I can't. It got to be my way. It still got to have an edge to it. Still got to be hood. Still got to be hip hop, but it's educated hip hop. I'm really here to crush all stereotypes of what you think I should be. So I have my master's degree. I'm working on my doctorate, but I still got my gold chains with the diamonds in them and my glasses. And I'm hip hop. I'm both. I'm here to show the world that you can be both. Because too much hip hop we associated with ignorant things. So if you notice, with hip hop, a lot of things we spell it wrong or spell it, and we call it style, but really it comes from us not knowing how to spell and being behind the reading level. So if you notice anything I'm doing, I don't spell nothing wrong. Everything is spelled correctly. I don't play that. People are, how you spell double XL? Spell double out then XL. I do everything like that as a point. Like the part of hip hop that's considered ignorant, that's the stereotype I'm breaking. And I'm embracing all the good about it. So this album is just a combination of that. It's 7 tracks, meet absolutely no cussing, and it's still hard. It's still hard. The message is there. I can play it at church. I can play it at family reunion. I can play it for the homies in the hood. I can play it around some kids. It can get played anywhere. It's universal, and I feel good about that.
And see, I love that because, one thing about me, I'm always one of my missions is always to be a part of the narrative changer. I've always loved changing the narrative, because we live in a society where people judge the hell out you. I mean, they do. They judge a book by its cover, and that's all.
You better believe it.
Oh my God. And it kills me because I can recall, like, when I was in college, I can't tell you how many professors asked me, what sport you play? What sport you play? I'm like, I'm a student. I'm a student.
Yeah.
I appreciate. I mean, at first it felt like a comment because like, okay, you think I might look a little bit, and then when a few more teachers, I'm like, wait, hold up. Why are y'all asking this to me, but not to my friend Jimmy over here? Like, what's the deal, right? And so it when it comes to hip hop, you're absolutely right. And I feel like sometimes it's higher uppers. I mean, that's just always been my kind of like my little conspiracy. Like, folks will pinpoint who they want to really make the face, and they put this as, hey, this is how hip hop is represent. This is how commercialized.
I got an interesting spin on that though.
Okay.
There's two ways we can look at it.
Okay.
That's for one, but I don't subscribe to a room full of evil people sitting around.
Same. I will say that. Yeah.
I just think it's no emotion in it. That whatever makes the money, they're going to push to the forefront, no matter how negative it is. So I don't care what they're talking about now. The racism part comes in to when I can drop a song and I done shot 20 brothers in a song and they put it out. But if somebody else from another genre tries to do the same thing, they're going to say, "Oh, no, you can't put this out. Why is it okay for me to do it and not for them to do it? Why is it okay for me to destroy my community?" That's where it's cloaked in racism at. But the actual part of they don't care. Whatever's selling is going to be sold. And a lot of times negativity and controversy sells. Now, the flip side of that, a lot of the music that's out is a reflection of what's going on. If we want the music to change, we got to change what's going on.
Absolutely.
Now, I ain't talking about these new rappers. Now, these new rappers, they done started a whole nother genre. It's serial killer music. Like, you gonna kill 40 people on the first verse? This is serial killer music. Like, we're going past reality. Like, how many people you gonna smoke on this verse, man?
And that is, but you know what? And I laugh, but really, it is pretty serious though, Double XL, because we have seen a lot of young artists in the genre not make it to even 30. Like, I mean, we have publicly seen so many individuals. I mean, Takeoff from Migos. I mean, oh gosh, I'm thinking of so many names. Nipsey Hussle, and we just the list goes on and on. We've seen so many young folks lose their life, and it's like, can we try and, like, what's happening here? So no, I totally hear you, man, what you're saying. I know, because we kind of pressed on time. We got about like 5 minutes. I want to speak real quickly. For one, as an educator, because this is a politics, pop culture, program. We talk really a little bit about everything, but we talk a lot of politics. As an educator, has Washington, with all the federal cuts that they've been doing, federal funding cuts, have you seen that affect your community as far as an educator? Because that funding can really benefit a lot of youth.
I've seen it strike us in two major ways. One way just happened today, but about a month ago. So we know that all kids, high school is not the setting for them. All kids have an opportunity to be successful, but they're not all going to get a diploma. It's just not for everybody. So we sent a lot of kids to Job Corps to give them a second chance, and Job Corps was wiped out. And we actually had kids that were put out on the street from Job Corps. Like, all right, time to go back home. So that I saw that affect us in real time. And kids we just told that they were going, like, well, it's going now. I saw that happen in real time. Secondly, the superintendent of Newport News posted today on social media that we are expected to lose $700,000 in funding that help bilingual language learners and other programs, because with the programs that Trump is cutting a lot of things that help immigrants, but he's forgetting about the immigrants who are here legally that still need help with their English and things. So $700,000 in money is not a small amount to sneeze at.
That is sad. And I mean, look, my audience knows I love to share my thoughts on this administration and and what's happening, because they don't think of what they do. They don't think before their actions at all. As you mentioned, they this program benefits so many, yet it's affecting a lot. And you're seeing now a lot of folks in Congress and Senate on the right that is affecting their constituents, right? We just cuts galore. Medicare healthcare cuts are being taken away. But Department of Education is basically trying to be wiped out. I'm like,
but the issue in my opinion is, I'm an assistant principal now. Imagine me being an assistant principal and I was never a teacher. So in my opinion, in order to be president of the United States, you should at least be a city councilman,
you have to have
a
some
mayor,
background.
a congressman. Like, you gonna go straight to president, and you have never dealt in politics at a lower level.
My man that even ran for HOA president. Okay,
you're not in tune with normal people issues. How did he start his business? His dad gave him $1 million to start his business at 18 or something like that. Come on now,
he's not relatable. He's not relatable, and it's sad. No, you're absolutely right. It's sad, and that's the world we live in, man.
And I don't say you don't have to grow up poor to govern, but you should have been a mayor or something first. You should have. Like, that's a new rule that needs to be put in there. You can't just.
Right there. You heard it here. You heard it here right here on the Arrington Gavin show. You have to have some position prior to running for presidency. Because
I don't know no other job where you can do that.
You know what's funny? I can't think of any either. the more I'm trying to backtrack.
Hey, look, McDonald's, they're gonna make you work fries before they put you on the cash register.
They're gonna be like, whoa, what you doing right there, register? I'm going to work. You gotta start with them fries.
Start with them fries.
If them fries come out good, we gonna put you in front of the register. That is hilarious. And look, real quick, cause I got about like 90 seconds. Look, I gotta pick a bone with your boy COP. So COP came after me, man. I believe on one of the episodes that's on GOATverse TV, where I had shared that Kendrick Lamar's recent Super Bowl halftime performance, in my opinion, was top 5 best Super Bowl halftime of all time. In top 5, at least. I don't know exactly which order, but it was top 5. CEO thought I was tripping, and I'm like, okay, I got to get your take on it. As one
what you got to understand is nothing. First of all, P don't know what he's talking about. Secondly, P has a light-skinned, sensitive gene. So whenever somebody get hurt from the light-skinned nation, he's going to automatically be opposed to who hurt them. So we all know Kendrick hurt Drake. And COP is not over yet. He's not over LeBron beating Steph Curry in the finals that year. He doesn't like light-skinned taking L's. It does not make him happy. And we have three debaters on the show. I am the best debater. I'm number 1. I'm also number 2 on my off days. I'm number 2. T and Bleak share the 3rd spot. They are both the 3rd worst debater on the show.
Oh my gosh, bro. That is
hilarious.
That is hilarious. Well, look, brother, don't go anywhere. I want to chop it up with you for about just 2 seconds, but I want to thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule, boss, here on the show. Again, y'all, support Terry XXL Fenner new album. Download the GOATverse TV app. I want to appreciate you, boss, but look, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit after the show. But I want to please download the app, y'all. Download the app, GOATverse TV today. App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Peace and blessings, y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.